ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app.
Excuse me, Mr. DJ.
Hey, check this out. We got a great show coming your way.
From the ECSI Sports Studios, it's the Midday Market Report with Jeff Dawson.
Yep, we had a power surge here, and I'm here. Matt, can you hear me? I mean, this is just incredible here. Wow. Let me see if I can be the creator and fix this. Something happened. Let's see if we can figure it out here, guys. I'm having one of those days. I think I need to go back into bed or something. Hold on one second, guys. I'm back. Let's bring him in. Matt, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
I told you we talked backstage about 15, 20 minutes. I don't know what's going on here. I should go back to bed. I really should.
Like Groundhog Day.
OMG, another week has passed. What'd you see in the last weekend? I guess I'll start here. Surprised, shocked, 49 million reasons. Penn State said enough's enough here. They lose their third straight as a 20-plus favorite against Northwestern. And they said enough. They pulled the plug.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking. You know, you're talking about a team that looked like they were the favorite, or if not one of the favorites to make the college football playoff and perhaps win it. You have really good running back core. Drew Allers coming back. James Franklin, typically a 10-win coach, but they said see ya. And I get it. I mean, somebody posted, they said, who is the college baseball equivalent to James Franklin? And unfortunately, I think it's Dave Van Horn. He's always going to have a really good recruiting class. He's always going to win a lot of games. For some reason, gets to the College World Series or the college football playoff, can't get it done. So I resonate with that. It would be very ironic now. I'm hearing rumblings that James Franklin to Arkansas is a legitimate thing, that they're going to go after him. Don't really know. If we could get to an 8 or 9 win consistent season, I'd be fine with that, honestly. But I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm more surprised, though, just how Penn State loses that game. I told you backstage, knocked me out of Kelly and Vegas's splash college football survivor. Had the whole roadmap, felt like I had answers to the test. Just needed Penn State to not lose to Northwestern, and they couldn't do it. So if I was the AD at that point, I would have fired James Franklin too.
The Red Rifle rivalry. I said it on the show. We kind of knew Mateer was coming back. A 3-2 Texas team, season on the line. Arch had looked like you know what all year. This Oklahoma team gets their quarterback back. Their defense is one of the best, if not the best, in the country. Finally, Texas opened up 1.5 point favorite, 2 point favorites, and then of course Oklahoma closes as the favorite. Kind of sort of what I expected. I just read the numbers. I do, and that one smelt the whole, to what. Surprised, shocked at the Texas win, or more disappointed at Oklahoma?
Oh, that was a bad read by me. I thought Oklahoma was the better team, but you're right. I mean, the lines told you exactly what should happen, and it did. Should have been on Texas. I know a lot of people that I respect in the business. They were all on Texas. I was pretty stubborn, but you're right. I mean, John Mateer getting in the game, got word early in the week by Nick Hathcote that the rumblings were that Mateer was going to start. So I took Oklahoma +3 while I could get it. Didn't really matter. Texas's defense is legit, as bad as Arch has been all season. That was a big win for them. So I got to give credit where credit's due. Congratulations to Texas and everybody that backed them.
And I wouldn't be doing my job. We had Indiana team total over 10.5 first half. And it was funny. They had 10. It was 10-10 at the end of one. And then they played grab ass all throughout. And the funny thing, if people that didn't watch the game, 5 seconds left before the end of the half, Indiana lines up for a 58-yard field goal. And everyone knows ECSI VIPs, we can't kick a 18-yard field goal, never mind 58 when we need it. And of course, Oregon coach calls the timeout, and the ref's running, so the guy can't kick it. He makes the 58-yarder. And I'm like, there's no way we're making this twice in a row. Sure enough, they do. But more impressive, 30-20 win. Even they had the game in control, pick 6. And you're like, all right, here come the Ducks. Indiana's legit, Matt.
Yeah, moved them up to number 2 in my power ratings, right behind Ohio State. And then you've kind of got a cluster of everybody else. You've got Oregon, Alabama, Texas Tech, Miami, Notre Dame, and Texas A&M, kind of all right there at that 68, 69. And then Indiana 71, Ohio State 74. So I think it's becoming pretty clear looking at Indiana's schedule the rest of the way. Michigan State, UCLA, at Maryland, at Penn State, which now looks like a very winnable game, even in Happy Valley. Wisconsin at Purdue to close it out. I mean, this team could legitimately go 12-0 and meet Ohio State in that Big Ten championship game.
So you drinking the Kool-Aid?
I am. I was a believer in Kurt Signetti last year. Made a lot of money on back in Indiana, and I'm going to continue to back them. Outside of this week, I think this line against Michigan State's a little too inflated, but yeah, I think Indiana's legit. I took them 10-1 to win the national championship. Just added them to my portfolio with Ohio State, and then a couple of losers like LSU, Alabama. Maybe jury's still out on Bama. Ty Simpson really looks like the real deal, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, out of all of the teams that we've seen, I don't see why Indiana wouldn't be considered one of your top 5.
SEC last weekend. I'm a big Simpson fan. Tide find a way, kind of flex last week with a win. But the big game, Georgia Auburn going in to take a 17-0 lead, and that would have really, I think, been tough for Georgia. Exactly.
What are we doing? Kirby, man, I don't know. He sold his soul to the devil, I guess. After that point, I just live bet Georgia. I thought, all right, this is not going Auburn's way. This is a call from the league office or something. But Auburn was not going to win that game, and Georgia ended up winning by 10. But yeah, you got to feel for Auburn backers, but I don't, because they've gotten their fair share of breaks too. Most notably, the Bo Nix pick it up. He turns around to spike it against Arkansas. Should have been ruled a fumble. League office came out and apologized. They ruled it the wrong way. So they stole one there. Not surprised that Georgia stole one this weekend.
Big weekend ahead this week. Some great matchups. Kind of surprised at the size of the number. Ole Miss at Georgia. That number there, I think, 6.5. Let me see what the latest number is here. Let me see here. My eyes are deceiving me.
And while you're talking about that, I do want to talk about Alabama, Missouri. I thought Missouri, they come in really weak strength of schedule. Didn't really know what kind of team they put out there. And I thought that they played Alabama close. They had their chances to win that game. But I was looking at some of the advanced metrics, and I kept asking ChatGPT to go through these numbers again, because there's something I'm not seeing. That Alabama graded out a D in defensive efficiency at 33.8. This is on a 75-15 scale that we're using over for the Insider's advanced ratings. And their defensive efficiency is terrible. They're grading out at an F+ against the rush. I don't know if this is a defense that can win the national championship. As good as Ty Simpson has been, I think this Alabama team has a lot of problems, which I'll get to here when we talk about the Alabama-Tennessee game. But going back to Georgia, Ole Miss, I took Ole Miss. I think it was +8. I'm looking at the contest card. It's +7.5. I think this is too many points laying for Georgia. I think Ole Miss, this quarterback thing they've got, Austin Simmons starts the year. Chambliss comes in as the backup. He kind of keeps his starting role here. And I think Ole Miss can do pretty much anything they want to do against this Georgia defense. It hadn't been one of the dominating Kirby Smart defenses of old. I mean, convince me why Ole Miss can't just win this game outright.
My speakers and my headset's going in and out. Well, here's the numbers tell me right now it's 31-23. So can Ole Miss get to 24-25? And surprisingly, when's the last time we've seen a Georgia team off? I think they're offensively challenged. Their wide receivers, Matt, can't get separation. Brock Bowers has left that building. McConkey's left that building. I haven't seen George Pickens. I mean, please tell me where they're getting their wide receiver help. There's no Ohio State Williams, or should I say, basically Alabama Williams. Am I seeing the same thing that you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, they're grading fine. They're B- in passing efficiency, B in rushing efficiency, but they're D- here in against the pass, and Ole Miss is an A, 72.8. So dang near maxed out at the passing efficiency. I think Ole Miss is going to be able to move the ball. You ask if they could get to 24. I think that is extremely doable. And I'm not going to be surprised if the Rebels win this game outright. Lane Kiffin needs that big game win, and I think he could put his feather in his cap this weekend against Georgia.
Tennessee at Alabama opened at 8.5, some flat 8s at the Circa right now, a flat 8. Good morning to Mr. Benson, Mr. Stevens. Over a 60, now down to 59. They're telling me the Bama team's going to roll, meaning they're going to get to well into the low to mid 30s here, Matt.
Yeah, but going back to that rush defense and the defensive efficiency for Alabama, I think Tennessee's offense is going to be able to move the ball. So you're giving me, 7.5, 8 points. I've got to take Tennessee in this one. I think Tennessee showed last weekend, they kind of pulled away from Arkansas. Arkansas got the backdoor cover, had a chance to win that game 34-31 with the loss. Arkansas played much better under Bobby Petrino. I think he cleaned a lot of things up, but we still can't quit fumbling the ball. And, without those two key fumbles there, does Arkansas win that game? Possibly so. But looking at this Tennessee team, I think Joey Aguilar is going to be able to move the ball. They're going to be able to run the ball well. Everybody has against Alabama. So I think Tennessee is the play here plus the points.
Wouldn't be doing my job. Arkansas hosts an A&M team right now, 7.5 with the 60, now 61. Listen, I got bit a couple times. I'm not going back. I've gone for and against Arkansas. Team totals was successful. Ever since that Memphis fumble, I can't win if I had tomorrow's newspaper on or against them. This, again, looks like a spot where, hey, we could make some headlines. This A&M team is playing some good ball here, but this would be like your Super Bowl right now, Matt.
Yeah, I think this is one that Bobby has definitely got to get if he wants to be a legitimate option as the future head coach of Arkansas. I think, again, they showed a lot of grit. They played a lot cleaner of a game despite the two fumbles against Tennessee. On the road, that was a tough spot. You get to come back home, host A&M, and A&M's kind of been one of those teams that I can't really figure out. Marcel Reed's played fine. The defense has been good, especially up front, which you expect in a Mike Elko team. They grade out at basically a B in every category, and I think Arkansas is going to be able to run the ball, and that's kind of been their bread and butter here. They're, I think, first or second in rush efficiency. So between Taylon Green, Braylon Russell, and Mike Washington, they'll be able to run the ball, establish the pocket for Taylon, let him throw it around a little bit, and who knows? I think it's too many points. Again, I feel like I'm on a bunch of dogs in the SEC this weekend. We'll see how it goes, but I actually got this number up to 10, bought the hook at 10.5, minus 125 for Arkansas. I think it's down to 8, maybe 8.5 right now, but yeah, I think Arkansas at home in this spot. A&M just hasn't looked overly impressive on offense. I think this could be a slugfest back and forth, maybe a 24-28 type game. I think that total is one of the highest that A&M has had at 61. Correct me if I'm wrong if you know, but I don't think A&M's had a total over 60 yet this season. So I am surprised that it's been that high. I would lean under Arkansas plus the points and an under kind of smells like a good little parlay.
I'm going to go over two more games and we'll get to your Westgate Superbook card. Kind of surprising who bounces back. Missouri, 1.5 point favorites at Auburn. Auburn opened up 2.5 point favorites there. I think the loss and how they lost and how they controlled the first half versus a Missouri team on the road, which we haven't seen often this year. For me, it would be Auburn a bust, but I'm reading the market rate here. It looks like a Missouri number, Matt.
Yeah, and this is another one with those teams that I can't really figure out. Is Auburn good with Jackson Arnold, or are they just okay? The metrics don't really shape up to convince me to take Auburn in this spot. It actually makes Missouri favored by, I think, 7.2 points. So I would take Missouri or pass. I think if you're Eli Drinkwitz, this is a perfect opportunity to say, look, we fought hard against Alabama. They may be the cream of the crop in the SEC. Let's not let one loss turn into two. You've got to go on the road and beat an Auburn team that is so up and down right now. I trust Missouri more as much as I can trust a team with that high of a strength of schedule. I think they proved enough last week to make me a believer in this team. I just don't see them losing to Auburn.
And last but not least, of course, LSU travels to Vanderbilt. You know our love affair for Diego. Here opened at 1.5, 2.5. Now it was a 49 to now a 47 and a hook. That's to me is an LSU number, meaning a low scoring affair. Hey, listen, if you want to roll the ball out with Vanderbilt and Diego and say first one to 35 or 38 wins this, I get it. I do. But when you're telling me 47, you got this 24-23. I know Nussmeier versus Diego. I'm a big Nussmeier fan. Hasn't had the greatest seasons. I like LSU's defense here. You're going to call me crazy, Matt. It's LSU or nothing for me on this game.
Yeah, the one thing that worries me about back in Vanderbilt here is the LSU defense. They're going to have to play a lot better to kind of make up for that weak offense. They're grading out at a D in offensive efficiency, C minus in passing, D minus in rushing. Can Pavia do enough on the ground and through the air to keep Vandy in this? I think they're a favorite in the SEC for the first time in a long time. We know how good he is as a dog, unless you practice kneel downs and you lose because Jam Miller runs it in at the last second when you're playing Alabama to get that cover. I think it's Vandy or pass. Our line is 4.5. That's a little close to the market. I'll probably stay away from it, but I've got to believe that Vandy can get this done. But I think LSU could probably cover, especially if you could get the full field goal.
Yeah, again, I'd respect Vandy at 3.5, 4. It's like one of those 2.5. When you're going to see Vandy only 2.5 at home? I mean, unless a Bama comes rolling in, or Georgia, or even a Texas when they were preseason, they would have been favored. But kind of surprised at that line. Some good games. But again, we'll stick to the SEC. We'll be with Nick tomorrow at this time, obviously, to talk a little Notre Dame USC here. But Westgate Superbook card, how'd you do last week? How you doing overall? And of course, what do your eyes see this week?
So I went 3-3-1 on my. I got to stay away from these key number pushes. They're killing me here with the 3s and 7s. I had East Carolina plus 6.5. I think I told you on the show because they had played Thursday night. I liked it at 7.5. Lo and behold, they finished down 7. So that was kind of a heartbreaker. But Sean and I's combined entry, we are 28-19-2 overall. We are, I think, 6 wins behind the first place leader. I think we're tied for 47th right now. But looking at it, I sent 18 plays that I like on the board, and any of them that Sean and I align with, those are the ones we pick. And unfortunately, I think he only aligned on 3. So we've got Tennessee plus 8, Mississippi State plus 9, Missouri minus 1.5. Again, that feels like a little trap game-ish, but Missouri minus 1.5. That smells like a 28-27 1-point win, probably, but we'll see. Kelly always says a game never lands 1 until it does.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly.
And, but yeah, some more just sharp line, like SMU plus 9.5. I like them plus 10.5 is what I bet it at. UConn plus 1.5. Again, these little 1-point lines, they're going to kill you. But I think Boston College is not that great of a team. UConn should be able to win that game. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. And then Central Florida minus 7.5. Love it at 6.5. Can't get it for the contest. West Virginia's just really been bad this year. Outside of, I think, the big win they got against Pitt, maybe in like week 3 or 4. I think Central Florida is kind of starting to figure some stuff out on their offense. So that one, and then the one I feel like everybody's talking about, Penn State and Iowa. Iowa laying 3 now in the contest. I like that one. Sean is completely opposite with Penn State plus 3. Just think with a backup quarterback and interim head coach, you're going to play a Kirk Ferentz team that has had an offense kind of come alive. Very curious to see how that one turns out. And then USC plus 9.5. I bet at 10.5. And this is more of a fade on Notre Dame at this point. I think USC is really good. They're going to be able to pass the ball as good as Notre Dame's defense has been. I just not a full believer yet in the quarterback. He has yet to have to win a game with his arm, which you don't really have to win a lot when you've got Love back there. But I think USC still has a lot to play for. And, despite losing to Illinois, I think they're going to make some noise this weekend in South Bend.
Well, I will be at the BC UConn game. Let me just give you the temperature of the room. I'm at all their home games. I'll walk you through opening game against Fordham. They put up 60-plus points. It was Fordham, okay? Quarterback's legit. He really is. They moved off of Castellanos. The kid's legit. Defense looked good. And now what happens is they go to Michigan State, losing double overtime. Then they go to Stanford up 10 and driving to go up 3 scores, turnover, and they haven't recovered since. Stanford comes back, beats them outright. Then they come home to face Cal. Cal beats them. Then they go to Pitt and they lose 45-7. They come back home to Clemson. That place was 80-20, orange versus maroon and gold, okay? And this is Clemson that just put up a 40 burger almost on Bill Belichick. Now they say we'll do the same against Bill O'Brien. 1.5 point favorites against a 4-1 UConn team. This BC doesn't like to spend money. They're paying O'Brien $5 million per. They got 2 years left. I am telling you right now, if it wasn't for the $5 million, he loses this week. He's gone. But BC don't cut $5 million checks. So, hey, we owe you 10, like Penn State owes Franklin $49 million. So I will say this. If you like BC, play them in the first half. You'll know if this team's engaged or not right away. This has got to be a statement. It will be a flat crowd. It's a high noon kickoff. Their first noon kickoff this year at home. And then, oh, by the way, they have a week off, Matt. And listen to this schedule. Their last 3 home games, November 1st, Notre Dame, loss. November 8th, SMU, loss. And their last home game on the 15th, Georgia Tech, loss. So if you can't beat UConn, Bill, you might as well just send in your resume and pack your bags.
Well, I'm looking at UConn's advanced stats. They're in the 60s. Again, this is on a 75-15 scale. In offensive passing, rushing, total efficiency, they're just blanketed 60s. And you look at Boston College's defense, 33, 41, 50, 34. I think UConn's going to be able to do whatever they want when they've got the ball. And then on defense, UConn's 56.1 in defensive efficiency compared to 37.6 in offensive efficiency for Boston College. I just don't see where the points are coming for Boston College. UConn should be able to control the tempo of the game. They played a little higher pace than Boston College. Their net points above average are a full touchdown compared to negative 5.5 for BC. Again, we make this game UConn minus 8.5, and if they don't win by at least a touchdown, something big happened. I got to tell you, I'm rolling with your Huskies here. The more I've talked about it.
Well. We're 2 weeks and, I don't know, we're 17 days away, 16 days away from November 1st. You know what that is. And I'll be picking your brain about Coach Cal, and I'll give you the scouting report on, of course, Coach Hurley and UConn there. So, Scroll has been going the whole time. NCAA Insiders, Grissom on X. But as we always wrap up this segment, Matt, tell them where to find all your work and where they can go. MattGrissom.com.
That'll take you to all of our weekly simulations and all the advanced stats that I've been referencing here. You can check out the full IPR tab on that power ratings and, yeah, have some fun with it. They're all thanks to collegefootballdata.com. And we do a blend of IX ratings, which is insiders adjusted offensive, defensive efficiencies, passing, rushing, if you want to see how every team shakes out you're welcome to use that tool to help you handicap games. And then I'm at Grissom on X on Twitter.
4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. The return of Ron Marmoleski at Ron A Sports. Will be back to talk some college and NFL tomorrow morning. Action-packed 9 a.m. Scotty Webb. 10:30 I will be a guest on McGinnis Picks at Wager Talk, and at 11 Nick Hathcote, another NCAA insider, to talk, of course, USC, Notre Dame, and some of his picks for the day. So from myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Investor, the one and only Mr. Grissom at Grissom on X. We want to thank everyone watching and listening. If you haven't yet, head on over to YouTube, subscribe at East Coast Sports Investors. It's free. Come on back. Follow me at EC Sports Invest, and of course, Mr. Grissom at Grissom on X. Guys, have a great day, and stay tuned.